Hello guys!
Anduin versus Uther.
I will fight with honor.
The light shall bring victory.
As soon as I saw that, my sight transfixed on the middle of the screen, a cunning plan came to my mind. I discard everything aside from the Imp Master and Power World Shield and proceed to mulligan. A thrust with Grunt complements this spectacularly well, giving me early taunt. Precisely what I need. Even though I have the coin, I have no desire to summon the Grunt straight away. That will leave me with nothing to do during the second turn. Instead, let's test the waters.
Greetings.
And play with the catapult.
Well met.
I hope you like
My adversary has summoned a novice engineer. While one's natural instinct might be to block to finally summon the Grunt, my mind is already made. I have a different plan, and it is fairly safe to execute in spite of the cute engineer on the field. I summon my Imp Master. With 5 points of health, he should be fine. Suddenly I have 2 minions on the field. My Imp Master is hurt, but not extremely so. After some debate, the Paladin summons a recruit and attacks the Imp with his engineer. The Imp may be dead, but his master lives on. I have plenty of options, but decide to stick to some of the safest ones. I summon the Grunt for taunt and cast Power World Shield to extend the longevity of my lovely Imp Master. What I top deck also pleases me immensely, another Power World Shield. All that's left this turn for me to do is to attack. Only a single point of damage has been dealt, but such things add up over time. Speaking of which, another Imp has entered the field. There's only a single one right now, but they can get out of hand fairly quickly if not stopped soon enough. My opponent decides to sacrifice both of his creatures to kill my Grunt. While I'm not at all pleased that the Grunt is dead, and I can see why some of you might argue that he should have been the one to receive the buff, or that I should have taken down a minion with my Imp Master's attack instead of going for the hero, I'm still happy with the situation. All my imps are dead, and there is a recruit on the field. That's not something I cannot handle. Now the reasonable people out there might expect me to summon the Oasis Snapjaw, or at least to attack the recruit with my Imp Master. That's clearly not happening. I'm not about to waste my attacks on such pathetic creatures. Let's make it his problem. If he wants to, he's free to attack my hero or the Imp Master. It won't make a difference. It won't make me flinch. He just sunk all the effort and mana that went into summoning that recruit for the measly gain of getting rid of one of my imps. I'm not about to dwell on that further, just consider the investments involved. Right now I have another problem. A BBB is in my way. Time to make him go away. There's a Snapjaw I have summoned and a spell I will soon cast. Half his health gone, he won't last. Speaking of health going down the drain, my imps should soon become a pain if he continues to ignore the master who is summoning them every turn. Between the BBB and his weapon, he could bring the master all the way down to a single point of health, but that's not really what you want to do against a priest. He could do a multitude of things, but since I have no idea what his cards are, I can only speculate wildly. He's considering playing something, ultimately deciding against it. He takes my imp down, eating a single point of damage in the process, and seems fairly undecided as to what to do next. He casts a Hammer of Wrath to damage my Oasis Snapjaw, following this up with a trade. This leaves the board nearly empty, aside from my lovely Imp Master and the Paladin's recruit. With 6 mana crystals to spend, I can go ahead and summon a Lord of the Arena.
The gates are open.
He will serve as further protection for my favorite minion, allowing him to spawn imp after imp after imp. I'm not particularly concerned about the recruit, as I've said, it's not my problem, it's his problem. My approach has its own downsides, and I'm looking forward to reading all about this blessing of kings and why it's unwise of me to play this way. I'm also looking forward to my opponent finally making a move. Oh, poor guy, he wants a card. Well, I guess he wasn't satisfied with the 7 ones he already had. The two sort of games I tend to upload. Nail-biting ones for excitement, and ridiculous ones for the weirdness and intellectual appeal. Can you guess into which category this game falls? Alright, my moves here are smooth and easy to comprehend. Shadow World Pain takes down the Inventor. I want to get rid of the Recruit, but I'd rather not waste the 6 points of damage I can deal to the hero. Neither do I want to lose the Imp.
Farewell.
I don't want to lose the Imp, because if it lives, it can deal damage each turn. Attacking the Recruit with my Imp Master once again seems like a reasonable choice. Letting him kill himself, however, is even more appealing. What is an army comprised of a multitude of extremely weak creatures vulnerable to when facing a paladin? That would be Consecration. In ordinary circumstances, I'd be upset, but as things stand, I have only lost the imps. Imps are free and infinite. Now the second Consecration took me by surprise. But my Imp Master, in spite of all this, is still alive. My natural reaction to all of this is to put him behind a minion with Taunt and heal him up. What I forgot to do was to attack. Will the single point of damage ever matter? Yes! Yes, it will! Nevertheless, let's focus on the situation at hand. My opponent is heavily injured, and 8 points of damage are coming his way next turn, unless he can do something about it. Apparently he could, and he did. Getting rid of this minion with Divine Shield is simple. I need my Stormwind champion. Once he's on the board, it's a trivial 2-step process. Take off the shield, deal lethal damage. I'll use my Imp for the former, my Lord of the Arena for the latter. There you go, the Guardian is dead, I can now heal my Taunt minion up. And attack with, surprise surprise, the Imp Master. As you might have already noticed, all my imps will come out as 2/2 creatures. Not bad for something, I have an unlimited number of her. My opponent heals himself up once again, using the same trick as before. A single Guardian of his poses a very minor threat to me.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Even the Shattered Sun Cleric's blessing can save him. In fact, I have a cleric of my own. Let's put her on the board. She'll be useful to me regardless of what I choose to do in particular. Attacking the hero would in this case be ill-advised, as my paladin adversary would likely kill my Lord of the Arena with the cleric and my Stormwind champion with the Guardian. I could ignore that, deal my damage and swamp the board with my creatures, but I decide to make a different set of moves. Let's kill the Guardian with my Lord, and the Shattered Sun Cleric with my Stormwind champion. Now come the full 3 points of damage. Let's use the healing to draw another card. Splendid, marvelous, excellent, a Wind Fury Harpy. A lovely creature with Wind Fury. Coupled with my Stormwind champion, that's 10 points of damage on a single card. Not bad, huh? Some creative thinking on the paladin's part is necessary. A weapon and a minion with Taunt are a decent start. It won't necessarily get him anywhere, but at least it delays the inevitable. My cleric is dead, so no more excessive drawing for me. In spite of this, the situation is rather simple. Once I kill the BBB, the pain trail will be reaching its destination at Uther's face. As you might have noticed, 5 plus 6 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 17. That's one away from killing my opponent outright. This is where that tiny mistake earlier on comes into play. It's not really something terribly impactful, but it makes me uneasy nonetheless, knowing that I could have secured victory here and now.
Job's done.
I don't foresee him getting rid of all the 25 points of damage from the board, nor healing himself up accordingly.
The light shall burn you.
Most importantly, I think the Imp Master has done an outstanding job between the second turn and now. Look at all the faithful imps following him around.
Greetings.
I'm sorry, but your holy light doesn't burn bright enough to save you from the coming darkness. Okay, that's not even committing suicide properly.
They'll never know what
Reporting for duty.
It is finally my turn. Before I deal a killing blow, let's keep my priorities straight. The Imp Master deserves to be healed. Now let's finish this off with a Mind Blast. He conceded before the spell hit him. With this hissing sound of dark magic, I bid you all farewell. Bye guys.